all for this. We're gonna stand on top with our hands in the sky. Gonna raise our cup to the stadium lights.
For Dog Pound Incorporated, the biggest win, his first win. Gutierrez wins the Indianapolis 250.
We celebrate with the city tonight. Hear the hometown cheer, it's the ultimate high.
And your 2023 Haas IndyCar Series champion is Luna in the 00.
What's going on, everybody? Caleb here, and welcome to race number 14 here on the 2024 Haas IndyCar Series as we head up north now to Joliet, Illinois, here at the Chicagoland Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Honda Indy Chicago here at the Chicagoland Speedway. Well, this is going to be a fun race here today. This race has produced some awesome races in the past. I mean, last time out here, these guys had a photo finish between Nicholas Samadillo and Logan Williams. And, you know, we've seen our fair share of photo finishes so far this season. We'll have to see if history repeats itself here today, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But it's usually a very quick race. These guys will be flying around this 1.5 mile track for 52 laps of action here today. We'll also have a pit stop around the middle, so that'll be another interesting thing to watch as well. But I'm not calling this one alone. I'm joined by Nathan Stapleton. Thank you so much for joining me for this one. What do you think we can expect from these guys here today? You know, the season's starting to wind down just a little bit. As mentioned, the last race after Nazareth will be 3/4 of the way through the season and down to the last 5. So just how aggressive do you think these guys are going to be, and how much do you think they're going to be pushing for this one?
Well, I do think these drivers would be a little bit more aggressive now than what they were at the beginning, because right now Blake Bradshaw has a 78-point lead over second place Logan Williams, and almost the majority of the field is about 100 points behind. So most likely Blake Bradshaw is going to win this championship, and I think that might make these drivers a little bit more aggressive, because now they don't have to go and worry about the championship. Most likely they can just go out and go for race victories. Chicagoland's crazy. Like you mentioned, we've seen some photo finishes here before. We've seen some photo finishes already this season. If the trend continues here at Chicagoland, we could be in for another photo finish. Looking forward to what happens here at Chicagoland.
Gonna be fun to see, and gonna be interesting to watch how it develops. But yeah, like you mentioned, Bradley Bradshaw won last race at Pikes Peak, and it was his 4th win on the season, and he now has a 78-point lead to the 38 of Logan Williams. But Bradshaw starting pretty mid-pack here today, starting in 18th on that outside lane. And Logan Williams, who actually finished second here last year in that photo finish to Nicholas Samadillo, he's starting up here in the top 5. So that might be pretty interesting to watch as this race goes on. But looking further on down the point standings, Thomas Troxel comes into this race 3rd in points. He's 94 points back of Bradley Bradshaw. Angel Oliveira is in 4th, 96 points back. Zachary Fitzwater dropped down to 5th after a pretty rough race last week at Pikes Peak. He sits 105 points back of Bradley Bradshaw. Only 3 drivers are within 100 points of Bradshaw. Really goes to show just how good that 54 car has been. Looking further on down the point standings, Luna comes into this race 6th, 109 points back. John Andrews comes in 7th, 111 back. Chris Reynolds, who is actually starting on the pole here for this one, is right now 8th in points, 118 back. Angel Gutierrez is 9th, 119 points back. And Brennan Wilmington rounds out your top 10 in points. He is 135 points back from Bradley Bradshaw. But yeah, like I just mentioned, Chris Reynolds up there in the top 10 in points. He starts on pole for today's race here at Chicagoland. Have to see what he can do from the pole position here. See if he'll be able to hold it. You know, this is a track where you can hold the lead. But the question is, how long Will he be able to hold it if he can? Will he hold it to the end? Will he be passed? We'll just have to wait and see how it all goes down for these 52 laps here tonight. But I think it's about time to get these guys rolling here from the Chicagoland Speedway. And as we do, we'll take a quick look at your starting lineup here for Honda Indy Chicago. As aforementioned on the pole, we got the number 73 of Chris Reynolds, starting alongside the number 23 of John Stewart, excuse me. AG was making that mistake a lot in the Indianapolis 250, but now here I am myself doing it. But row 2, we find the 34 of Brennan Wilmington, starting alongside the 75 Justin Zeidel. Great run, great qualifying result for that 75 team. Have to see if he can stay up here and bring home a good result for Otter Island Motorsports. Row 3, find the number 38 of Logan Williams, starting alongside the number 8 of Tanner Parton. Row 4, we find the number 16 of Luna Lona, starting alongside the 07 of John Andrews. Those are two guys that are top 10 in points at the moment. Have to see what they can do. And rounding out your top 10, we've got the 41 of Angel Oliveira, starting alongside the 27 of Ace Garcia. But Nathan, I'll ask you, who do you think is going to be the one to go to victory lane here today at Honda Indy Chicago?
Well, I know we have a really good winning percentage as a commentator in these race pits, and I'm going to go somewhere that's been good on another entirely here on my channel, on AG's channel. No matter what series it is, he's been good, and he got a second here last year. I think he's going to do one better. Give me Logan Williams to get the job done here tonight.
Logan Williams definitely going to be a fun one to watch here in that 38. He's second in points right now. He wants to go for that championship. And yeah, I know that he wants to do one spot better here this year than he did last year. Got oh so close, yet oh so far. I think, yeah, I agree with you. He's really going to be pushing for this win tonight. But we'll just have to see how it all goes down. Come off turn number 4. Pace car is going to make the left-hand turn onto pit road. And it's going to be the 73 Chris Reynolds and the 23 of John Stewart leading us to the green flag. We're green flag racing here in Honda Indy Chicago. Oh, and already 3 wide for the lead there for a split second, but Reynolds didn't want anything to do with that, and he checks up in that 73 and back to the stripe. Brennan Wilmington's going to lead lap number 1 here at Chicagoland. Logan Williams sitting in second right now to make it an American Motorsports 1-2, but Luna Lona is going to have her own say in that. Tried to look to the inside of Logan Williams, but wasn't able to get there quite yet. And it's going to slot back in third. Angel Oliveira is up to 4th, and John Andrews right now rounds out your top 5. But yeah, Chris Reynolds, probably a smart thing to do. Didn't want to be a part of that 3 wide, which could potentially be pretty dangerous here at Chicagoland. But he is starting to lose spots there on that outside lane. But yeah, right now, Brennan Wilmington holding the race, leading that 34 with an American Motorsports 1-2 on our hands at the moment.
Yeah, how about that 34 and 38 American Motorsports 1-2? And Logan Williams, my pick, 5th to 2nd in 1 lap. And he's staying there trying to catch up with his teammate. That's Chris Reynolds said that was a very smart move of backing out of 3 wide. We see that 2 wide is a little bit sketchy with these because 3 wide could have been very, very sketchy. So smart move from Chris Reynolds. And right now is a 1-2 American Motorsports, but it looks like Logan Williams might be catching up to Brennan Wilmington a little bit and pulling away from the field. And now it looks like passing might be a little bit difficult up to the front, but around 8th place, they are racing hard here at Chicagoland.
Definitely, yeah. Williams trying to close on his teammate Wilmington. You know he wants this win bad, especially with Bradshaw running in 30th right now. Oh boy. Bradshaw did not have a good start to this one, and he's down to last in that 54. And Williams right now running second. he's probably hearing that Bradshaw's 30th, and he wants to get as many points as he can on that 54 team. So this could be huge if Bradshaw stays back there and Williams can stay up here. And especially with the field kind of stringing out just a little bit, that is looking pretty good so far in Williams' favor. But taking a look through the field, John Andrews trying to go after Angel Oliveira there for the 4th position. How about Zachary Fitzwater? He's found his way up inside the top 10, also potentially wanting to make a run for that championship. Have to see if he can get up to the front some more, maybe even potentially go for the win. We know that Fitzwater knows how to get it done. We saw what he was able to do earlier this season at California. Have to see what he can do here today. Andrews once again looking on the inside of Oliveira, but just wasn't able to get there just yet. Like I said, these guys are absolutely flying around here, so it can be pretty treacherous at times. So we'll often see you guys have to get out of the gas. But, oh, like you saw there, Lane Smith Jr. got a little bit wide and had to slam on the brakes. But, looking back up here, got some more side-by-side action going on. And I think John Stewart just got by the 81 of Fitzwater. And Andrews going for another move on the 41 of Oliveira. He might get it this time. He can stay to the inside going into 3 and 4. Not quite. Oliveira just got a better run on the outside lane. And is going to hold on to 4th. But Wilmington doing a good job here so far, pacing this field. And Logan Williams just kind of riding it out, staying in 2nd for the time being.
Yeah, these two are really fast, and normally I would say it's just one car, but it's both cars here that won two for this team of American Motorsports and Speedway, and so far so good. But you saw right there, Oakland ran a lane lower as Wilmington ran that 2nd lane, and he gained a 10th doing that. So if he keeps on running a lane lower than his teammate, he could have a shot for that laser lead. The same with draft down the back stretch here, the unique back stretch of Chicagoland. He does a lane lower again in 3 and 4. Stays right behind him, but he is closing back up. I would want to say it's about 2/10 again.
Could potentially be doing it. He closed in just a little bit that last time by, but looking at that lap, I think Williams might be better in 1 and 2, and Wilmington might be better in 3 and 4. So, a little bit of a balance between these American Motorsports teammates. But about equal through 3 and 4, it looks like this time by. Williams might be able to close a little bit more on that 34. And he does a little bit. But I think where this race is probably going to be won is on that pit cycle. We should open up about lap 36-ish, give or take. That'll be an interesting one to watch out for, because especially with these Indy cars, it's going to be a little bit difficult getting into pit road here, so we'll have to see how it all goes down. Bradshaw made his way back up through the field a little bit, but he's fallen back down to 30th. Really struggling so far in that 54. And this is just better and better news for the 38 of Logan Williams. And even some of these other guys up here like Luna Lona, Angel Oliveira, John Andrews, Zachary Fitzwater, because they're up here in the top 10 and also looking to make big points gains on the 54. Instead, it's going to take a disaster class for Bradshaw to have the championship slip out of his hands, and so far that's happening here at Chicagoland. Able to get by Knapp, but still in the 29th position. So still only 1 point gained for Bradshaw for this one. But that being said, still got a long way to go here in this one. And now Wilmington's actually starting to kind of pull away from the 38 of Logan Williams. Now up to a 6/10 gap to the 38.
Maybe that 34 was saving his stuff for a couple of laps, because now, like I said, it's up to 6/10 of a second. And we could be looking at a 1-2 finish here tonight, depending on what happens during the pit cycle. But Logan Williams, he doesn't need to win here, especially with how poorly Bradshaw is winning. 29th, and trying to catch up to 28th and 27th. But either way, 29th to second, that's a lot of points between Williams and Bradshaw, and it's going to take nights like this for a local ones to have a shot. And you said it would be a masterclass, like disaster class, to have Bradshaw lose the title. Well, all it takes is one commentator's jinx, and I think Bradshaw massively, or maybe he just missed a step here tonight. But so far, so good for not only local ones, but American Motorsports. Would like to give a shout out, a biased shout out to Aaron Abel. One of the top 10 for NS Racing, and he actually got past a couple of cars. Wasn't in 10 for a long time, but recently passed a couple of cars, 27 and 81 of Ace Garcia and Zachary Fitzwater. And we have a bunch of cars right behind him, from 8th to, I want to say, 14th or so, all really tight together here. Fitzy wants to spot on Ace Garcia. And we have battles all over the place here at Chicagoland.
Definitely, I think the quietest place on this track is probably up here in the top 10, as we got some dust kicked up. It's Zidell in the 75. Mechanical failure. It's a tire down for Zidell.
No.
So tough break there for the 75. After starting up in the top 10. Tough break there for Otter Island Motorsports as a whole. Zidell with an issue, and Trey Smith not running the best race either. But yeah, really tough there for Benny Watson's team, although it might not be completely doom and gloom because he should be able to make it to the end from here. But
yeah,
he is probably going to lose all that time from having to trundle that car back to the pits.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think it's not entirely over, but I do think that either way, if he makes it all the way, he's going to have the oldest tires on the racetrack. So it's not going to be good for that number 75 of Philadelphia tonight. And that's unfortunate. Qualified good, but not most likely not going to get the one that he wanted to see tonight.
Yeah, real unfortunate break for Zidell. But like you were kind of talking about earlier, I've been kind of quietly watching Aaron Abel. You know, started up. Oh boy, that's 3 wide. Excuse me. Oh boy. Olvera, Clifton,
wide.
John Stewart, 41, almost in the wall off of 4. And it looks like they're luckily going to be able to sort that out. And Olvera's going to have to check up on that outside lane. But yeah, I've been quietly watching Aaron Abel. You know, started in the 21st position. He's quietly made his way up into the top 10. Is now just slowly picking off cars. Now looking to try and get by the 55 of Noah Clifton. I'd watch out for this 97 car. He's looking pretty fast here so far. Fastest lap on the racetrack right now actually belongs to the 49 of Angel Gutierrez. So good stuff there for Gutierrez. Gutierrez has really got their season on track here in the second half. First half wasn't the greatest, but got the win at Iowa and has really picked it up since. Got the pole for Pikes Peak, and now, right now, has the fastest lap here at Chicagoland. So good stuff there from our 2023 Indy 250 champion. But we're getting closer and closer to the pit cycle, and Logan Williams might not be done with Wilmington just yet. He was 3/10 away that last time by. Looks like the gap might have opened up a little bit though, but Williams still might have something in the tank for Wilmington. We'll have to see how this all goes down.
I think for these two teammates, it's going to come down to pit road. Who has the better pit crew this week in American Motorsports? Because they are very even.
They're pretty even with each other. Like I said, I think Williams might be slightly better than 1 and 2. Wilmington's got 3 and 4 nailed, but overall they're running probably about the same lap times. They're kind of oscillating back and forth between who is the fastest of the two, and both of these guys have pulled about a 3.5 second gap to the 16 of Luna Lona. currently running in third. Fourth right now is John Andrews. Then you got John Stewart, Clifton, Abel, Garcia, Fitzwater, and Olvera currently round out your top 10, although Olvera is going to be under fire here from the 73 of Chris Reynolds. Got a heated battle going right now for the 10th position. Of course, you got these two, and you've got all these other guys right behind, like Christian Vargas, Avery Alford, Tanner Parton, Dylan Matthews, looking to get inside the top 10 here, but it looks like Chris Reynolds in the 73 is going to take that spot away. But up front, Williams is closing once again on Wilmington. It was 2.5 tenths that last time by. So I still think Williams might have something in store for the 34. Before we get to pit cycles, we'll have to see. Under 2 tenths now for that 38. I think he might want to try to get... Does he want to get to the 34 before pit cycles open, or do you just want to ride this thing out?
I think at this point he should just wide out, because every time it's gone really close, Wilmington's been able to gain right back on him. So it's gonna be interesting of what ends up happening. Might have to watch out for able to maybe get top 5. You were mentioning that 97, you might be able to get top 5 here tonight. I don't think he has a shot to win, based on him being in 7th and only being 20 laps to go. But maybe a top 5 would not be out of the question for a PSA team. But we are a handful of laps away from the money stop. One pit stop here tonight, and that could easily determine on who wins this race between American Motorsports. It's going to be one of them, I think, unless they both mess up on pit road.
Definitely. And seeing here is Idell with those fresh tires. That just shows you how much tires mean here. You're seeing the 75 now. He's caught back up to the back of the field. Now he's trying to make his way through the field. Now to the gearbox of the 54 of Bradshaw, who's just not been able to make the gains that he's probably wanted to. Still back here in the 29th position. But yeah, we'll have to see what these guys can do on pit road. Like you said, this is going to be the money stop, and this is probably going to be what makes or breaks your race. Don't think anybody will come down this time by, and it doesn't look like it. But lap 36, the cycle should open this time by, and we'll have to see who is going to get the jump on the rest of the field. Have to see who decides to be the first to come down. We'll have to see if our 2 race leaders come down this time by. And no, they're actually going to stay out on the racetrack. And here comes Luna Lona in the 16. Noah Clifton, Zachary Fitzwater, Chris Reynolds, and here we go. The cycle is open here from Chicagoland. All those guys are going to pit this time by. I'd imagine we should have a lot more coming in this time by, maybe even including our race leaders, and that is going to be the case. Here comes the American Motorsports teammates coming down together. Wilmington and Williams. And here comes most of the rest of the field. Ace Garcia is going to stay out another lap. So is Sam Adillo and Brad Stover, both the Webb Racing Enterprises cars. And of course, Zidell in the 75 is going to stay out. I think he got held up there by a car coming in, as well as the 98 of Jane Knapp. Taking a look here, Luna Lona is going to lead all those guys that just came in. But we'll have to see. Ooh. A little tight there.
Yeah, a little bit tight. I think Logan Williams might have been a little bit better on pit road entry. But it's going to be
Wilmington's going to get the lead off.
Yeah, I think Logan Williams had a better pit road entry, but I think Wilmington had the better pit crews, and that's going to be on the racetrack for those two. And the way that Wilmington has been, it might be Wilmington and Logan Williams might get second at Chicagoland for the 2nd year in a row. Have to see how everything cycles out.
We'll have to see. Luna Lona gonna come out side by side with the 02. Oh, goodness gracious. Thought the 16 might clip the 07 there. The 07's still trying to get up to speed. But it looks like he's going to be able to hold position. John Andrews is actually going to jump Luna Lona in that cycle. So good stuff there from the 07. Aaron Abel in the 97 side by side with the 81 of Fitzwater. And we got a hornet's nest back here. Got Christian Vargas, John Stewart, Alfred, Reynolds, Gutierrez, almost 3 wide. We also got Max Anderson in this mess, Gutierrez, Sam Anillo, Bruno Diacomo. And yeah, this is the battle for the last 2 spots in the top 10. So big battle going on right there. Clifton in the 55 gets by the 16 Aluna Lona. That's pretty interesting right there. And Fitzwater is going to clear the 97 of Aaron Abel. But up front, I don't think it's over. 38 trying to make one last charge on the 34 of Wilmington. Have to see if he can pull it off and get by that 34. But coming to 11 laps to go this time by. Time is starting to run out here from Chicagoland.
Time definitely is starting to run out. And we saw a couple of points nests back there around 10th place, and that's what we will see, especially with these guys having fresher tires than what they have had for the majority of the race. And they will probably have good tires until the end and try and make advantage of it. If there's a caution, it could be late in this race with these guys having 4 fresh tires and being really, really aggressive, potentially. But right now, Logan Williams might have a last second charge for the race win here. Starting to close in and was 2 tenths since last time by. He's doing it again. He's running a lane lower in 3 and 4. That's worked out before, and it's working again. Late in this one, less than 10 laps to go, and it's now under 2 tenths of a second, almost 1.5. And again, a lane lower. Logan Williams might have found something.
This is the closest that Williams has been so far this race to Brendan Wilmington, at least through this run. He's going to try to go lane higher than the 34 there in 3 and 4, but the gap under 2 tenths of a second. And it's now going to go back up to over 2 tenths of a second. But yeah, this thing is not over. Williams might definitely have something in the tank for that 34 of Wilmington. Yeah, it looks like it's going to come down to the American Motorsports teammates going at it for the win here at Chicagoland. Wilmington kind of chose the middle lane there. Williams has got a bit of a run on the 34.
This is the closest it's been. 0.121. Williams has really found something. He might be able to make a move in 3 and 4 if he wants a lane lower. He's still running a lane lower. He's found something in that number 38. But Wilmington's going to block. And now, what will these teammates do? Because honestly, they will probably want to get a 1-2 finish. But who wants to race win more? I would bet my money on Logan Williams. He got second last year. I bet he does not want to get second again 2 years in a row at Chicagoland. And he has the 1.
Oh, I know both these drivers really want to win. Williams wants to win and get himself back up into that championship fight. Wilmington wants to win. He's not been to victory lane in his career in such a long time. It's been over 250 races across all the series that he's run since he got his last win as a driver. And he's coming to 4 laps to go here in Chicagoland. He's just got to hold on for 4 more this time by, but Williams trying everything he can to challenge that 34. 4 to go here from Chicagoland. And it's the American Motorsports teammates going at it with each other, trying to get this race win. John Andrews sitting in 3rd right now, trying to hold on to a podium finish. But Williams is right there in that 38. Trying to run a lane lower. He's got a bit of a head of steam on the 34. 3 to go here from Chicagoland for Brennan Wilmington in the 34. Trying to do everything he can to fend off a hungry Logan Williams.
We've seen full finishes before here at Chicagoland. Heck, we saw it last year. It could happen again here this year, 2 years in a row. And Logan Williams might be involved in 2 full finishes in a row, but he needs to get side by side.
Oh, he's got to run. Oh, he's got to run. Here comes Logan Williams in the 38. Underneath
Well,
Wilmington, side by side through 3 and 4. Wilmington is going to fall back on the outside. Williams takes the lead as they come to the white flag. Does Wilmington have anything in response for the 38? He's running a bit of a lower lane. He might have a run down the back straightaway. Here we go. Final corners 2, 3, and 4. Williams trying to win to get himself back into the championship battle, and it looks like he's going to do just that. Logan Williams steals the win here at Chicagoland. Wow.
About that. Team reviews and all that Logan Williams is involved in the late race win at Chicagoland, and with a last 2-lap pass on the final 2 laps, Logan Williams only leads 2 laps and it's the last 2. And hey, another win that I get right. I've done that a couple times this
How
year.
about that?
Logan, welcome for this win. What a race win for that 30-18. What a 1-2 finish from American Motorsports. Not sure where Bradshaw finished, but based off of where he was running all night long, this could be big,
22nd for the 54.
big for the championship. Ooh, yeah, this is going to be interesting.
So he was able to make up a little bit of ground, but still, in retrospect, not as much as he probably would have hoped. So yeah, that's going to be really big in the championship fight. This season might not be over just yet. It might just not be over. Goodness gracious, but oh boy, taking a look at your finishing result here from Chicagoland, Logan Williams steals one away from his teammate, and you really got a feel for Brennan Wilmington leading all those laps and coming up just short in the second position. But he's been fast so far this season. That's also going to help him in the points because he's in the top 10 right now. So maybe even Wilmington could potentially be a dark horse for this championship. But yeah, I still got a feel for him. But I know his time is coming. He's been too quick here this season to not get a win. I think his time is coming here sooner than later. But taking a look further on down your points, or your official standings here, John Andrews is going to come home with a podium finish. Luna Lona comes home in 4th. Noah Clifton rounds out your top 5. And then looking further on down, we got Zachary Fitzwater in 6th, Aaron Abel 7th, Ace Garcia 8th, Christian Vargas 9th, and Angel Olvera rounding out your top 10. And this is going to be big because that is a lot of drivers in the top 10 in points, finishing up here in the top 10, like Williams, Wilmington, Andrews, Lona, Fitzy, Olvera. That is going to really shake up these point standings. And yeah, like I said, I don't think this championship battle is over just yet. But final thoughts, Nathan. What do you think about what we saw from these guys here tonight?
Well, Chicagoland did not disappoint here tonight without doubt. Caution free, but we had a great one-on-one battle between teammates right there, and that was a great battle. And I didn't know if Logan was going to be able to get there. I thought if he was, it was going to be on the last lap, and I thought we were going to have the same scenario as last year. But nope, Logan was able to get the job done with 1.5 to 2 laps to go. And Logan Williams gets the job done, 1 spot better than last year. And with 6 races to go after tonight now, it was a 78-point lead. It's going to be a little bit closer. And that is Logan Williams' third win on the season. So Bradshaw with 4, Logan Williams with 3. It's not over. It is not over. If Bradshaw has more nights like tonight, then who knows, by the time we get to the finale, it could be Williams and Bradshaw. But still 6 races to go. But anything is possible here in the IndyCar Series.
Anything is possible indeed, and this is going to be really, really exciting to see how this all develops and how everything will shake out once the checkered flag flies at Pocono. But thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for Nathan for joining me in the booth for this one. And once again, congratulations to Logan Williams for winning here at Honda Indy Chicago. Next race will be an interesting one. We got Wawa Indy Nazareth at the Nazareth Speedway. That's going to be a fun one there. The race will be going up on Friday, June the 12th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I hope to see you all there. But once again, thank you all so much for tuning in. And I will see you all in Nazareth. Y'all take care and have a good one. Here are your point standings after race number 14 on the season.